So
So,
3, 2, 1, go.
hey man, how you doing? We talked last night, right?
Yes, Oscar, we talked last night.
Yeah, we talked last night. That was a good talk about cryptocurrency and shit. You got me
Yeah.
thinking. You got me thinking. Like I think I told you, like this is like the first time in my life when I'm actually able to save a shit ton of money,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saving this money. I don't know where this money is going to go. It's just sitting in the bank. And of course, it feels
Mm.
good to save money, but I would like my money to do something for me. I'd like to invest my money into something. And when you talked about cryptocurrency, it really you gave me some really high hopes, honestly.
It's it's the future, man. It really is
Yeah.
the future. That's why I
Mm.
sent you a message saying that, man, we've just been asleep. I see so many stories of people who invested. There's like one famous story of a kid who invested
Mhm.
just $2,000.
Mhm.
Money he had saved up in high school, $2,000, 5 years
Mhm.
ago.
Mhm.
Today he got like over 60K. Yeah, he got like 70K. It was worth 70K, and he paid off his entire school loans for like 37K.
Jesus Christ.
This was just like
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago. Bro, like
Yeah.
if I did this like 3 years ago in Nairobi, like when I had like I was enjoying my first job, I was getting the
Yeah.
income, just beg,
Mhm.
drinking every Friday, every weekend we'll be going out with the boys, just enjoying life. It's like, man, if I just took
Mhm.
some of that money and put it into Bitcoin, it would be worth so much right now.
But now I think this is a great segue into like our theme for the week, which is like looking at life for a single day. And if you think about that, like you have now discovered this thing, cryptocurrency, and you say we've been asleep. And right now you've taken the first step, which is actually buying the Bitcoin, right?
Mm.
And instead of appreciating what you're doing right now, you're looking back and saying, if I would have done this all those years ago, it's like, okay, but all those years ago, they're gone, There's nothing you can do about that now. There's nothing you can do about it now. But right now, you've made the first step, you've taken the first step of actually buying the Bitcoin.
That is
And
true.
maybe in 5 years, you'll be looking back and saying, fuck, I'm glad I did that all those years ago, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will actually even defend myself a little bit. It's just like I got my first taste of financial freedom in Nairobi with my first job
Mm,
as a graphic designer.
mm,
At that point, you're not looking to like you're a young kid. Like I'm a 20 some. I was 21-year old, right? It's like, and I had a decent, not even a decent. I had a good paying job. Obviously, I'm
mm,
not thinking about saving right at that moment.
mm,
I'm thinking
mm.
about like, oh, let me buy stuff, right? It's just about the
Yeah,
stuff at
yeah,
that moment. I bought a
yeah,
new
yeah.
phone. I bought new glasses. I was buying furniture for my place. I bought a new laptop. I built my own computer. Look at all that shit. That was all I was thinking about.
Mm, mm.
Saving, it's like who think if you told me saving at that point, I would have been like, yeah, saving's good, whatever, you know.
Actually, that's so funny because I remember a few years back, I was talking to another friend of mine about saving, and he's 20 years older than me. And when we were talking about saving and investing money, I wasn't really listening to him. I was like, ah, fuck,
Exactly.
I'll do that later. I'll do that later.
Yeah, exactly. It's because you're young. You're young. You don't know
Yeah,
what that means. You're just like, whatever. Yeah, saving's good. Whatever, dude.
and it's funny because like right now I'm in a situation whereby I'm, here's the thing: when you save money, when you're not even when you okay, let's say when you get to a level where you feel like kind of comfortable with your finances, right? What I've learned this year alone is that maybe you shouldn't tell people you're comfortable with your finances, right?
Oh, okay. Why?
Because people are tend to be envious, and people when you speak about okay, no, not me, of course, I'm not successful enough to make people envious with my money, but
At least you have the self awareness, right? Okay.
yeah,
You're not walking around with that like Elon Musk,
yeah,
Jeff
but
Warren
here's
sort
the
of
thing, right?
money.
No, okay, let's not even talk about finances. Let's talk about something that I know. Like I remember there was a time, like in 2015, I went on this fitness binge, bro. Like I was really deep into fitness. I wasn't eating any carbs. I was working out for 2 hours every day. I was so strict with my diet. Everything was on point, right?
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
And I put my body in a physical place that I've never been before. Bro, I had this fucking six pack. I was sprinting every fucking day. I was in the gym. Everything was on point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I talk to people about my fitness regimen, people who are fat motherfuckers were telling me, Oscar, that's unhealthy. What the fuck, nigga? What the fuck is wrong with you?
But
You with
what?
your big belly telling me I'm being unhealthy? Then, now, the same thing happens with money. I think even more so with money. Because you can say, okay, I'm sacrificing. I wouldn't go out this weekend with you guys because I'm trying to save up to do ABCD, right? And people who would also like to save, but they think going out is going to be much better, tell you, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Just come up with us, come out with us, come out with us. Like, but still, it's like people want to drag you down with them because they don't want to be in hell alone. No one wants to be in hell alone. You understand what I mean?
I have another better example for you. If you ever scored, like back in the day, like in junior school or in middle school or whatever, right? During those times, in your worst subjects, when you used to fail tests, you used to go around. Well, I used to go around looking for other people who got worse scores than me. Just so that I knew I am not alone, Yanni, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not the only one who does that, right? You know, the whole misery loves company, you know, or suffering likes company. It's like, yeah, I didn't want to be in hell alone. No. If I fail the test, nah, man, I need to go catch another guy somewhere here. I'll be like, Sam, yeah, I know you. I know you know nothing. Just tell me your score.
You know, it's like this year, this past couple of months, I've been realizing, like, hey, so I'm saving money now. I tell people, like, people who are close to me, like, hey, I've been able to save money, and I'm, you know, people who know how bad I have been with money in the past because of my habits, right? I started to them about, like, oh, dude, like, hey, I'm saving money, I'm doing ABCD, and I'm expecting, okay, honestly, maybe I'm just being very self-centered. I'm expecting some congratulations, Oscar, good job, something as basic as that, you know. Maybe it's my ego that wants that, but still, what I get instead is like, dude, what the fuck? I get nothing positive. Nothing positive.
What do you mean?
Like
you saved up 100K. It's been a while since you saved up 100K. That's amazing.
Yeah, right. But there's some people I will tell that, people who I will expect more from them when they give them such information. But what I get is, like, I've been hitting some walls of negativity with some people when talking to them about money nowadays. You know, it's
who are these people? When is it ever okay? You know,
bro,
it's fine because I was just listening to Jordan Peterson talk.
Yeah.
You know, when he talks about cleaning your room, there's a segment in the talk where he talks about other people in the same house as you will come visit your room to try and drag you down back.
Yes.
Because they will see your, like, if you beautify your room and clean it up properly, it sort of casts their ugliness out there into the spotlight. You know, so that contrast is what, like, people will focus on. And even it doesn't even matter because, you know, people are just petty like that. Even your own family members will look at that and will try to drag you down. You know, exactly. That's what he talked about. And yeah,
and that's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm seeing right now. Like, it's so stark. It's looking at me, so it's showing me the ugly side of people, right? The ugly side of this people. I'm like, I thought you would be happy for me, you know, like, I have money now for the first time in my life. But you know, it's so simple. It's not like I'm doing anything insane to save 100K. Can you imagine what I've done to save 100K, Jason?
You told me you stopped drinking.
Yeah, I just stopped drinking. Now I have 100K. I just stopped drinking. That's it. And it's like all of a sudden people look at me like, what the fuck? People want to call me out to go and drink with them again.
That's the weird part for me. It's like it's 100K. You know, you'd expect people to be like more positive about it. Yeah, so it's weird for me to hear that you're having a negative experience with it.
Yeah, it's like it's what you said exactly. Misery loves company, man. No one wants to see someone being happy when they feel like their life is shit, you know?
So, why I think, even though, again, I said that we were young and we didn't really understand the benefits of saving, you know? Because you're young, you're just dumb. It just comes with the youth and the lack of experience. But at the same time, I still do feel I should have known better because IT was my field. I was seeing people talk about this almost every day.
Yeah.
It was an emerging market for such a long time, cryptocurrency.
Oh, you're talking about cryptocurrency, right?
Yes. So it wasn't like something... Well, to be fair, it was always like I was focusing on the mining part. The mining part is what I found interesting. Never looking at it as a way of, like, a means to financial freedom, you know? Yes. Actually, once I think about it right now, it was always like I was looking at the technical parts of cryptocurrencies,
Okay.
never as
Okay.
like the financial part.
Mm.
And then, like what you said, I think this is the first time I've been. If money is freedom, then this is like the most free I've ever been in my life. Really,
Yeah, me too.
I've saved so much more money than I could have ever done in Kenya. And
Man, can you imagine? For me, it's only been 2 months. Like not even 1 month of saving, right? Like what happens at the end of this year, right?
actually, at the end of this, like in the next even like 3-4 months, if things really work out well, I'm gonna drop like 100k, 150k into cryptocurrencies, like legit.
Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna follow in your footsteps. I'm gonna follow in your footsteps, man.
That's just it's the way. And people, like I said, I'm seeing posts, more public posts about it, and I'm like, okay, people are now jumping on this train, like for real, you know. Tesla recently dropped some of their funds into Bitcoin. They transferred a lot of their, like the company funds themselves, the company account. They transferred their money into Bitcoin, like something like
Okay.
1.5 billion is what I was
Jesus.
reading.
Uh-huh.
That means growth. You know, when you read good news like that, that means just growth right there. Instant growth. Like, let me see what Elon Musk and Tesla have opened up the doors for more CEOs to buy Bitcoin. Tesla has just announced that the company invested 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Tesla also plans to start accepting Bitcoin as forms of payment for its products. Elon Musk has destroyed the career risk associated with buying Bitcoin. Okay, that's just a buzz thing that they put there. People have been pushing towards like reducing the risk of buying Bitcoin for like years and years. That has been a community effort. But anyway, point stands, you know, he's the first big CEO to do it. So it's like, if other CEOs follow, dude, get Bitcoin. This is just growth waiting to happen. Like, so people are already, people say it's at 43k right now. One Bitcoin is 43k dollars. People are predicting it to at least go to up to 60 or 70k by the end of the year. And I'm just like, that's...
Yeah, I think like I agree with you on this. Like, you have to, we are seeing the wave, right? The wave is coming towards us, and we have to get on that wave, right? Because we have to move into the future with that wave. You don't want to be drowned in a tsunami, right? And like yesterday, I was talking to someone. I was talking, no, not you. I was talking to someone else about dreams, right? And this person asked me like, okay, so what's your dream for the future? And I was about to give an answer, you know, like the kind of answer where, I would like to buy a house, build a house. And I didn't give that answer.
Okay.
And I paused and I realized that answer is so fake. It's not true at all, you know? It's not true. It's like, of course, I do want those things. I would like to have my own house, to own my own house, right?
Right.
Own my own business. But to give such an answer is to give a dream that is so far out of reach that if you fail, no one will be surprised, right? No one will be surprised if we don't build that big house in Tokyo or wherever, right? What's surprising is that if I actually do it, right? But then I got to thinking yesterday before I gave the answer. What I said is, you know what? My dream is to try to work out tomorrow. That's my dream. I want to work out tomorrow. And they didn't like that answer, right?
I think it's a fine dream.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not even a dream. It's like, so my point is,
I feel like maybe it's not even a dream. It's more of like a vision of the future.
It's exactly. It's a vision. It's like, what I was thinking is this: when you give that big dream to like as an answer, what's your goal in life? I want to own a Fortune 500 company. Okay, that's fine. So what have you done today to make that dream a possible reality?
I think what you're saying.
If you ask that second question, what have you done to make that dream a reality today? People will be like, right?
Yep, yeah, that's true.
They won't answer. It's like, it's easy to have that big dream, but if you ask someone, okay, how have you broken that dream into pieces? What can you do today to make that dream a reality in 20 years? People do nothing. So yesterday I was talking to this person, I realized I've been that guy who's always giving the big dreams, not doing anything today, right? And I don't want to be that guy anymore. When someone asks me what's my dream, I'm like, I have a dream, but that dream doesn't matter to you. All I know is what I'm going to do tomorrow. I can tell you what I'll do tomorrow. And you can follow up with me on what I'll do tomorrow because I'm there. You can see me, you can ask me tomorrow, right? But if I give you a 20-year goal, it's like, bro, in 20 years, you might not even be with me anymore, right? We might not be friends. We might be living worlds apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
You won't call me up 20 years later to ask me, Oscar, how is that company going? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually had a few things I wanted to say, but now I forgot because I do agree with what you're saying. So yeah, I was gonna say that when people say dream,
Mm-hmm.
they do mean like ultimate life goal, right?
Yes, I agree.
Or like I was mentioning in one of the other episodes, like the North Star. You know,
Mhm.
what direction, what star in the sky guides your, what star in the heavens guides your the direction of your life?
Mm-hmm.
What is the ultimate good that you're aiming at?
You're asking me?
Well, I'm just putting it out there, but if you want to answer, you can answer.
Yeah, so I have my highest good, man. My highest good is to become disciplined. That's my highest good.
Oh, that's
It's discipline, man. It's discipline because like I was talking to my performance supervisor when she came for my not my evaluation, like helping me teach some classes,
Mhm.
and she was asking me about like goals for the day, right? For the classes.
Mhm.
And I told her honestly, like, hey, like I don't have any goals for the class. And to be honest, I've never really had any goals for my life. And that's why I ended up doing this job. Because I never planned anything in my life.
Wait, you told her
I never-
that?
I told her that. I told her
That's
honestly.
a
Yeah, she was.
that's a very honest answer. I think she'd respect that. How could you
Yeah,
not
she
respect
was.
that?
Yeah, I told her like I've never planned anything in my life. And that's why I ended up doing this job. I never thought about anything in my life. I just went with the flow. I went where the waves took me.
Mm.
Like I swear to God, nothing in my life was planned. Nothing at all. The only thing I planned was coming to Japan the first time. That was one thing I really wanted to do. I planned that. But since then, it's been just going where the winds take me.
So that's still okay. So I want to point this out. There's nothing bad with going with the spontaneousness of life. There is
I know.
some sort of journey that you can have,
Mhm.
just going wherever you think, whatever adventure comes to your doorstep. Basically, there is a journey that comes with that. Like, right? There's an interesting journey you can have that comes with
I
that,
agree.
right? Coming to
I agree.
Japan, maybe this for the first year I want to be a bartender.
Mm.
Next year I'll try doing English teaching and stuff like that, and it opens up your world, right? Because
Yeah.
you're getting to experience all these kinds of things that
Mm.
broaden your mind, right? And
Yeah.
by the
Uh-huh.
time Oscar finishes becoming a bartender in year one versus Oscar finishing being an English teacher in year two, he has both 1 year of being a bartender, 1 year of being an English teacher. He's a different man. He can't be
Yeah,
the
I
same man.
agree. I agree. But I guess my point is this. My point isn't that it's wrong to let the winds of life take you. What the problem is that for me personally is that because of my lack of direction and focus, I look back at my life in moments and get resentful of the choices I made in the past. You understand?
Okay, so this is point number 2 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just said it yourself. When you were passionate about something, you
Mm-hmm.
made it happen.
Yeah.
I have another example for me. Like, I woke up in Nairobi and I said, I can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend just said, why don't you go to Japan? And I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, I told you the story. I told you, like, one of my friends was like, dude, just go to Japan. And I'm just like, no, I can't. Too much money, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then, again, like I said, when I woke up, there's just a random morning I woke up and I'm just like, wait,
Yeah.
I can go to Japan. It's
Yeah.
me holding myself back, right?
Yeah.
Money isn't really a problem. Jason, you have all of this stuff. Just sell all of your stuff. You sell all of your stuff, and just get a little bit of help maybe from your dad, you can make it. Literally like 2-3 months in Japan, like the first 2-3 months, and then you'll be fine after that. Once you start getting a salary. And
Mm-hmm.
from that morning, I was in Japan 6 months later.
Yeah.
So I'm like, clearly we can make things happen when we're passionate about it.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I'm saying like my North Star, the ideal Oscar is a disciplined Oscar, right? The guy who can say, you know what, I'm gonna focus on this thing for the next 3 months. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try and make this thing happen.
As a person who suffers from a similar problem of being inconsistent.
Mm.
Yeah, discipline. Like you just need to be disciplined. Like I don't know how else. Like having a schedule and all that. It's like,
like there's something very funny. Like when I was a bartender, I met this Kenyan guy. At the bar. This guy was built like The Rock, like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He was buff as fuck. So I asked him, like, what do you do? Yeah, I'm a salaryman and I play what? I play basketball for the teams, for the company's team, right? So he went to a Japanese university, was playing for this university team. Then he got a basketball scholarship for the university. Then he joined a company. Then he's also playing basketball for that company's team, right? So they, I think, building in Japan, right? And this guy, when he's in a bar, a big, huge, he's probably like 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", a huge giant of a man, right? And some Japanese girls come and they want to talk to him, right? And you know what he does? He says, I don't speak Japanese. He tells them, I don't speak Japanese. And you know what he tells me when these beautiful girls are trying to flirt with him? He tells me, Oscar, I probably speak Japanese better than these girls, but they're annoying me.
You actually you've told me the story before.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And you know what? I remember later on in the night he told me, Oscar, I'm a very disciplined guy. He told me that, oh, Oscar, I'm very disciplined. And I remember, like, I got like this feeling of like some frustration and like fuck this guy, what is he telling me?
Because we all get it, we've all had that moment where this guy has been able to do something that at some point you've admired or wanted to do for a very long time.
Yeah.
So this guy is a literal representation of everything that you're not. And that hurts your lower self. It hurts the ego.
Oh, man.
The scoundrel in you comes out, You feel like just getting a knife and stabbing him in the back.
Exactly. It's like this guy, even forget him saying he's disciplined. Just the way he looked physically. He had the physical shape of discipline. He was shaped like discipline,
Yes.
He was shaped like discipline. And bro, this guy was good. He was so good. Just he wasn't even drinking alcohol. That's how disciplined he was. Not because he doesn't like alcohol, because he said I have to train tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like fuck. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Fuck this guy. I don't like this guy at all, man. I was being petty. I was being fucking petty.
Oh my god. Yeah. Now that, man, it's you have to uncondition yourself, It's hard to get rid of all of those like bad habits that you've had over years and years. And having some weird, I guess even with you drinking and with me having weird fascination on porn, it's like the best way to do it is just to focus your energy on something that you like. Remember, I think we talked about this. You don't focus on quitting the bad habit, Like you don't focus on that thought, or you don't have that mindset, because if all of your energy is there, then you're constantly thinking about it, right? Oh, it's been 3 days since I've drank, It's been 5 days since I watched porn. Oh my god. Rather, you should be thinking about like, hey, what do I want to do instead? What sacrifice, or what could I do that would be way more worth it than drinking, than watching porn? Like for me, it'll be like, hey, instead of watching porn, let's just do yoga for like 15 minutes, Not even like full practice yoga, like just relaxation yoga, because I really like that. Like, especially when I'm stressed out, I do something like relaxation, which is basically like just no standing poses, right? Okay. And the state of like peacefulness I feel after those light stretches is ridiculous. It's like almost the same as meditation for me. And it's just something as simple as that. For you, it could be like, hey, instead of drinking, let me go take Raha out for like a walk or something like that. Let me just go with Raha somewhere. And then at some point you'd realize, you feel grateful. You feel grateful. You feel like, okay, I prefer to do this, and then you just keep on focusing on that, like whatever you're passionate about, instead of quitting the habit, because eventually what will happen is that you'll start to build a new habit that takes the space of the old habit. At least that's what's been happening with me, right? Like, I haven't been thinking about like, oh, I don't want to jack off, I don't want to masturbate and stuff like that. When I was thinking like that, man, it was just like rebound after rebound and falling, going up and falling down, right? Instead, I was just like, let me do something. Let me. What do I want to do that I actually enjoy that would be better than masturbating, you know? Or potentially like something that I enjoy. It doesn't have to be like 100% more. Like, okay, with addiction it's a bit difficult, but it has to be something that you still enjoy nonetheless, right? Whether it's playing a game, I don't know. It could be playing a game, honestly. A very fun game, something you find very fun. Reading a book.
Yeah.
Watching a movie. Or for some people, they try to start new hobbies, right? Knitting or something like that. Or going around taking pictures of people. And then also, I think the second part has been the community aspect. I think what you said was right.
Yeah.
Having a community behind you, having people to talk to, I guess, makes a lot
That's
more
everything. You know, it's like having people to talk to who understand that problem you're dealing with, right?
Yeah. I've been
So like with drinking. Like especially with drinking, like there are many times like talking to my wife, right? She will tell me, Oscar, just have one drink, you know? Which for her, who doesn't have a problem with drinking, it makes sense to just have one drink and not drink again, right? But
that's
for whatever reason, it seemed like I was unable to do that, right?
Yeah.
But now, like whenever I feel like drinking now, I just call up my friends from the meetings, from the AA meetings, and we talk about it, right? Like, okay, so dude, why do you think you feel like drinking right now? What happened today? You know, like it's like if I would tell my wife before, oh, I feel like drinking, she would say, cool, just drink one drink then and stop, you know, because she can't imagine that problem in her life, so she doesn't understand why someone else will have such a problem, right? And I'm not bashing on her, but it's human nature. If I don't understand the problem, I give it the least amount of attention possible, right?
That's somebody who's never been addicted to anything. People who have been addicted to one thing
but
will be able to relate with you. They'll just be able to put it in those terms. It's like, oh, he's like me when I'm on that thing. Oh shit, okay.
But now the guys from the AA meeting, when I feel like drinking, I just call them up. We talk it through. Okay, like why do you think you feel like drinking? What happened? Do you go to work? Did anything happen at work? Do you feel frustrated because of anything? Did you have a fight with your wife? What do you think is the reason you feel like drinking? And we talk it out to the point whereby I even forget about drinking, you know?
The problem with some of these addictions is that it creates a safe space in your mind too.
Yes.
One interesting thing that I've learned from addiction is how easily programmable the mind is actually. If you focus on one thing, Oscar, and you do it long enough, it starts to become like a safe space for you. You know, weird. It's such a weird thing, you know. Like, for me, it was playing what game? Did you know League of Legends?
Yes.
So I used to play League of Legends so much back in USIU times, right? And I still play. I used to play even after I graduated, which is over a period of 5 years, which is like literally the longest I've ever played a game in my entire life, right? Yeah. And it reached a point where I was even playing it when I wasn't even enjoying it anymore. And it's the problem of like when you play something or you do something for too long, like when you start playing, let's say if I compare it to football, if you play football for your first like 5 matches, everything seems new, right? You know?
Yes.
You're like, oh, you know, the goal, like I can score a goal here, I can do this, I can do that. Everything just seems new, right? Like playing different positions, all the possibilities are brand new. can you still have that same mindset after 1 to 5 matches? So now, let's say a couple of years down the line, you've played like 50,000 matches.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it's like you've tried almost everything, you've done almost everything, right? And it reaches a point where now it's like you start to have very result focused mindset, where it's like, I need to win or lose matches, because if I don't, I'm wasting my time, because I've seen everything up until this point. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. I get you.
So basically in League of Legends, it was like I was no longer enjoying just playing the game, right? Like how I was when I started. When you started, you're just like, you're learning, and there's all these new things, and you're trying different things out, and it's like, oh look, this character does this. Oh look, this power does this. It's like, oh my god, there's so much, you know. You're just enjoying. You're just in love with that experience. It's like an adventure. But now it's like 5 years down the line, when you feel like you've learned everything that you have from the game, and the game hasn't been creating that new of an experience for you. Suddenly it's like you're playing it out of obligation, and you're playing it more of like. So for me, it's because, like, if I asked you, Oscar, right? So at that time, if I asked you, you had only like 1 hour to burn, what would you do within that 1 hour? Let's say you like not like maybe back in your SIU, you know, like. You have 1 hour to your class. You've cleaned your house. You've done everything that you need to do. You've done like all of the basic tasks that you need to finish in the day. You have 1 hour to burn. What would you do?
Maybe
what would you have done?
Watch something.
Watch something? Like on Netflix or something, right? Like a movie.
Yeah.
So I would have played League of Legends, because League of Legends has worked out, you know. 1 hour, that's like one match, or like maybe 2 smaller matches. It just worked out perfectly. So suddenly it's like, it becomes that thing that you do every time you have that free time, right? And eventually it becomes a habit.
Oh, true. I get that. Yeah, I understand that.
And like, even that's why it's like 5 years down the line, I wasn't even like, even now, like I played because some friends in Kenya want to have fun and stuff like that. But it's not the same, you know. I'll play like 1-2 matches, we'll have some good laughs. But then that's it. Like, I can't do any more, because it's just like, again, it's not fun anymore. It's really not fun anymore, you know. And I feel like there are some habits that you can have in your daily life that you've just been doing because you've been doing them for such a long time.
True. I agree.
And I agree. At some point you need to question those things, right? Why do you wake up at this time instead of this time? Why do you eat the things that you do eat, instead of trying to eat more healthy and stuff like that? Like, I think another one, a better example for me and you would be like chips. There's times where we eat chips, and chips are really good, right?
They're the best.
But there were times where we ate chips so much to a point where it's like,
you feel sick.
You feel sick, and it's like, why are you even eating it at this point, right? What are you getting? You're not getting any more out of it, right? You've already passed that point of like, this is delicious food. So why you keep on eating this, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that.
Like,
really good point.
I think, hey man, in Kenya, like towards the end in Nairobi, when I was staying in Nairobi, I gained so many kilos. I was a fat motherfucker. And that's because I was eating KFC a lot. There was a KFC place, Tiram. The KFC place used to close at like midnight. So I used to always go, like, whenever I come from town or coming from the office, just chips, chicken. That was like the thing. And I used to be like, I don't feel like cooking today. Who wants to boil rice? Nah, that's too much.
Oh man,
chips.
I mean, that's like me, bro. In Japan for the longest time, whereby like I was just buying combini food, you know, just those bentos, some nice potato chips, you know, on the side.
Yeah.
Oh man, like doing myself some serious damage.
Exactly, you're doing damage. And for me, it was like, it's convenience. Okay. It was literally a inconvenience, pun unintended, but it was like, sometimes it's not even delicious, you know? It's like I should eat something else. I've been eating this shit for like months on end, you know.
Yeah.
Let me try something else. But it's like,
Mm.
what else do I want to? I can't be bothered to go do anything else because KFC is right here, you know.
Yeah.
This is my system. This is my system now, basically.
Yeah, man. Like there's a quote I read recently. I don't know who wrote it. It's like, it's in life, day by day, everything seems the same, but looking back, everything is so different. You get that? Like how, like, you go through your life without carrying all these habits, that not even habits, maybe just small behaviors here and there, that in each day they don't seem to do so much damage to your life, right? But if you look back 5 years and see how much your life has changed because of that one thing you do every day, it's huge. It's a huge change.
Yeah. I think there's certain points where like almost like the break points where you start to see, like, you can look back and you start to see like, oh wow, this is actually having a huge effect on my life.
Exactly, the hugest.
It's always about those moments, those breakaway moments, right? It's like, wait, what the fuck did I just do? Well, what am I doing? You know? Like after you've jacked off like 6 times in a row. You just look at your hands, it's like you have blood on your hands. It's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? You know? You don't even know. It's like you have to go work in like an hour, Jason. What are you doing? Wait. like you're in a daze or something, you know?
Yeah. Man, don't we know it?
But
Just
yeah,
change,
it's
so I guess going back to that theory of the North Star, your North Star. What is your North Star, Jason?
man, I told you at this point, and it's something like I'm truly like, I meditate on it and I feel it every single day, is to be free.
Okay.
Like, I can't do this whole struggle thing. People do 8 hours a day of work every day. Some people do it on weekends too. Some people have 2-3 jobs. I can't do that, Oscar. I literally can't do that. I will fucking kill myself. You know?
Yeah, neither can I, honestly. I think neither can I.
Us we're doing we're doing 4 hours, 4-5 hours.
Yeah, like a bad day is 5 hours. That's a really hard day. It's 5 hours.
Yeah. Granted, our schedule changes a lot and we don't really always get weekends off. So there's that. But like, still, you know, we're still working, but we're definitely working better hours than the people who are working 8 hours a day, 6 times a day, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And still I can't do that, you know? And I told you before, it's like, if money in the system that we live in, the whole life game that we live in, money is the representation of how free you are. Those are your freedom points right there. If you have $1 billion, $30 billion, man, you're the freest person in the world. You can do anything. You're so free that law doesn't even make sense to you anymore. That's how free you are. When people say, "Oh, the rich will get away with it," yeah, that's the truth. That's just the game that we're playing. It's literal freedom points. It's like we're all literally a monopoly. It's like you can buy law, you can buy anything you want. It's just freedom. It's absolute freedom.
Yeah, actually, it's so true.
And I'm just like
I always think of how, like, when I was a kid, or not even a kid, even nowadays, people look at women who want to marry rich men as though they're like they're hoes or something, right? But who would want to marry a rich man? I would want to marry a rich man, you know?
I would want to marry a rich man. I think I made a joke with a female friend about this too. I'd sleep and try to get all of this rich man, 100%.
Yeah. So like, why shouldn't I? That life seems good.
Do you wanna be caught in the struggle?
Yeah.
You wanna be
I
caught?
hate freedom so much that I won't marry a rich man. I hate freedom so much.
Do you wanna be caught in the everyday struggle? You know,
like, fuck Elon Musk and all his money. I'm gonna marry Oscar instead.
and then work 3 jobs. Have like 2 kids, work 3 jobs, never be able to have a holiday. No, I'm telling you, no, I can't do that.
No. Yeah, you're right. Like, we have to. Yeah, man. Money. It's not about money being good, or money isn't good or bad. Money, it's just your freedom points. It's just your freedom points.
And I'll say this, like, That's why I'm really grateful for Pepe and being in Japan. I am the most free. I've saved up so much money being here. More money than I could have ever done in Kenya. I'll say that again and again. Because it's like, it's such an amazing thing. And even in my darkest times, when I'm like really down, whatever happens at work or like in my own life, it's like, I look at that and be like, you've done well. You've been able to come here. You've been able to save this amount of money. And now look what I can do. I can actually invest a decent amount into cryptocurrency. That's how much I've saved, you know?
Yeah.
And I won't, even if I make some few bad investments, I won't die, basically.
Yeah. You won't go hungry.
I won't go hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's
Jordan,
success.
yeah, and Jordan Peterson said to himself, like, the people who have more will get more. People who have nothing will, you know, the whole, what's it called?
The Matthew's principle.
Matthew's principle. Yeah. Right. I'm like, right now, imagine if I had like 1,000,000 yen and I invested like, I could probably invest like 300k, 200k, no problem, you know? Or if I had 10 million, that would be like
Investing 1 million.
a million in some of these bitcoins, man. 1-2 years, you've easily made like 3-4 million just like that.
Yeah, you know, I guess that's also another thing. Another thing is fear, right? We all fear failing so much that we are scared of investing what we actually have right now to invest. You know,
I think like that's why like the trick is to just invest what you're willing to lose. Like I showed you how much I invested. It's 3,500 yen. You know, technically 4,000, but still 3,500 yen. I've already, but you know, like I said, I've already made back the fees I gave to the company since I made 600 in one day.
Yeah.
And just like that, I'm technically already made a profit, even though it's like 10 yen at the moment. Yeah. What happens after a week? You know,
it's not nothing.
What happens if after a week, 2 weeks? Yeah. This is Bitcoin, right?
1 year. 1 year.
1 year. Yeah. And I'm literally just my plan is just like. So the main consistent and stable cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm going to hold on to those ones while I'm going to play like trading, a lot of trading games with like, I'm going to like buy and sell a lot of like these other more volatile, smaller coins that could see huge gains or huge losses just to see how that goes. And I'm just gonna be putting something like what you said, just like Ichiman every month, just 10k. 10k is like it's small enough that it's like if I lose 10k, it's at the end of the day, you know.
I have to start getting ready to go to work.
I think we still have like, can you stay for another like 8 minutes?
8 minutes? Sure, yeah.
Another 8 minutes, so that's like 15 minutes. And then it's 15 minutes is good. 15 minutes is good.
Okay.
Go
on.
What was I saying?
Yeah, investing in like dropping some money in like the more volatile cryptocurrencies.
Oh yeah, I'm like 10k. 10k sounds like 10,000 yen sounds like a good amount to invest every month. Yeah. I don't know how much it would be for you. You know,
10k for me as well every month. I'm gonna just drop 10k today on cryptocurrency.
And at that point, it's like, even if you lose a lot of money, you'll know like you were investing 10k per month, really. You know.
But I wasn't doing. It's just 10k sitting doing nothing. It's doing nothing.
It's doing nothing. You just it would just be sitting on the.
And last year, when I was spending that money drinking in a night. Anyway, so it's like
Yeah. And the end of the year,
investing, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to do.
In the end of the year, in a bank, it would be like 120k. But if you invested right in like some of these cryptocurrencies, man, it could be like literally like 300 or 400k by the end of the year. Over the period of like 3-4 years, you can get 1 million, just like that, from that 120k investment, Oscar. From that 1 year, you've made like, dude, it's just so insane. It's so insane, and I'm like, this is why people make a living out of just being day traders, cryptocurrency day traders. This is how they do it. I'm pretty sure once you've saved up, once you've invested, you're smart enough, you have a system, and you've saved up enough money, like loads of money that you can play with, right? You can be making gains, huge enough gains, like every week or every day, to sustain yourself in a month.
True. It's very possible.
And at that point, it's like, bro, you can be trading in a fucking Starbucks with your phone. You're making money, for your entire month. You're writing poems, and then you just go home, and that's the day right there. Like, how is that not freedom, right? How is that not ultimate freedom?
That freedom is too good. It already seems like a lie in my head. Like, no.
But that's what people are doing. Like, when you're a day trader, all you have to do is just follow the trades within the day, buy and sell the right things, And I'm assuming, let's say you're working with like a good amount of money, maybe like 500k yen or something.
Yeah, of course. You can't be working with 10k at that point,
Yeah, you need to be working with like a huge amount of money,
Yeah.
But like, again, the assumption here is that you've been diligent enough. Maybe you've been doing this for like four years. You have a system that works, so you know what you're doing, and you know the right. You can never be 100%. You'll always see losses, but all it takes is that one success story, right? That one gamble you made the right one, like with the Dogecoin I showed you, how that jumped 800%. What was the number? Let me just read that again. I guess that will be the closing off. So Dogecoin, I was telling you about like how it's basically it was made as a cryptocurrency to parody other cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
So it's a meme. It's basically a meme. But when Elon Musk started talking about it and started making jokes on Twitter, it jumped up like 800%.
Jesus.
Just 1 second.
Oh man, I've been blind. That's the thing. Like, I've been really blind to these things.
So
I haven't been listening.
So it jumps off after GameStop. Dogecoin 800% rise in a day. It jumped at 800% in a day. It was less than 2 cents. If I have this number right, it was worse. It was valued at less than a cent, and by the end, less than a cent, like USD. And by the end of the day, it was worth 8 cents or something like that. And it's still going up. And he's still making jokes about it, Everyone's talking about, like, so if it's valued, what's it valued at right now? If I look real quick, it is valued at 8 cents now, still, right? 8.3.
8.3 cents?
Yeah.
Okay.
People are talking about how it could reach $10 by the end of the year. That's like the big question. And also you can go do your own research and try to see if you believe in that story. But if it was possible, if it could reach $10, right? That's almost like, that's like 1,000% jump, rise in value. Almost.
Yeah.
I'm like, Oscar, 1,000%. If you invested 10k, by the end of the year, you would make like what? This multiply by 10? Wait, 10,000. Yeah. You'd make like 10 times the amount.
Oh man, that's 1 million.
10 times the amount, not 100 times the amount.
You said 10,000. Oh yeah, 10 times. Oh sorry, 100,000. Sorry. Yeah. Jesus. Amen.
Yeah. 10 times the amount. You would have made 100k. If you put 50k, you make 500k by the end of the year.
Then also it was just hype. Then it can possibly go down very quickly, right?
That's true. That's definitely the truth. But obviously, that the whole point is that you don't put everything into like something that's based on hype. That's why the most stable, like Bitcoin and Ethereum, have been around. They have this consistent growth to them, So like for me, I'm not worried about Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere soon. Actually, Bitcoin is growing even more. There's more and more people who are like acknowledging it and are investing into it. And it's like you should be putting more into Bitcoin and Ethereum than anything else. And then everything else is like, that's where you play those games,
Yeah.
And anyway, closing thoughts.
Live your life like every day is the only day you have.
that goes against the whole saving thing we talked about.
No, I mean like
Have the
what I mean when
mindset.
I
No,
say that,
I understand the mindset. The mindset. Like, don't.
yeah, the
That it's
mindset
very.
is like
It's very similar to what I was saying. Empty your cup, actually.
yeah, it's like those big dreams are nice, but you can't. Okay, maybe let me fix my final thought. My final thought is 5 years is useless if you can't take care of today.
Oh, okay.
Is that better?
Yes, that makes so much sense. That makes so
Yeah.
much sense. There's no point of having that big dream I'm going to own the house when it's like
Yeah, I can't save Kenyan today.
you can't save money, you can't even plan to exercise and like actually do exercise tomorrow, you know?
Exactly.
If I plan to run 10K or whatever the amount is tomorrow and
Mhm.
I need to actually do it. That's the only way you're going to be able to cuz it's the same thing as like buying a house, right? Or building a house in 10 years.
You know what we should start doing again?
What?
Our accountability group. We were doing that last year or 2 years ago, and we still stopped doing it. That thing was really good.
The problem with that was that I didn't really have a goal at the time. Like I was just
So now, like I mean, like our daily goal. What have you accomplished today? You know, that's it. Not like something to look for 5 years, man.
for me
And it's
that
something that
it's
you set for yourself. Not we don't set for you. I think what we failed last time was that we were setting goals for each other.
yes.
Yeah.
I think for me now, if you told me that it'll just be like 10 minutes meditation, 15 minutes
Okay, then
yoga, something like
every day
that.
we are accountable to each other. What did you do that thing today?
Okay.
So I'll text you and then we'll talk about it. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, man. Thank you so much. To all the listeners out there, thank you for listening. Enjoying another episode of Dreams and Trash with Oscar Ruto and Jayson Oscar.
And thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.